What up, world? I'm Steve, founder and CEO of Crypto Crew University. Today we have a great video for you. It's the secret behind this big recent fall in crypto and how you will be able to identify these falls in the future. If you guys are new here, we welcome you into our powerful movement. You definitely want to subscribe. Hit that button right now. Everybody's biggest question in crypto is when should I buy and when should I sell? It's a very stressful situation that we always have to deal with in crypto. I want to change all that for you today. Linked below are my intermediate and advanced classes, and they are powerful. They teach you step by step when to buy and step by step when to sell. The biggest feedback that I get from my students is, Steve, I wish I took your classes sooner. I was just too stubborn. I thought I could do it all myself. I'm so happy I took your classes. Everything you need to take the classes is linked below. You can pay with debit card, credit card, PayPal, and crypto. If you have any questions about the classes, my personal email is down below. Also down below is how you can save $120 on my 3-class series today. I look forward to welcoming you in and helping you step by step along the way. Let's jump into today's video. It's going to be a little bit different video, and what I want to do is talk about 3 steps for you to identify when a big market move happens in the future. And we don't want to identify after it happens. I'm going to teach you 3 steps so that you can see it happening before it happens. So one thing I don't want to discuss in today's video is market manipulation. And let me tell you why. If you guys are focused on market manipulation, it's out of our control. We cannot control market manipulation. What I want to share with you today is something that you can control with your 2 hands. And you can see it happening before it happens. And let's face it, do we have market manipulation in crypto? Absolutely. Absolutely. However, market manipulation happens all across the world in every single market, whether it's the stock market, bonds, stocks, ETFs, crypto, you name it, it has market manipulation. So we're not going to focus on that piece today because there's 2 killers of money: emotion and stress. And market manipulation causes stress and emotion, which kill money. We want our money to grow. All right? So let's focus on these 3 steps. What we want to do first is, it may be a little confusing. I have a lot of arrows on the chart. We're going to talk about the green arrows first. That's going to be our big lesson for today. Our channel is always about learning, so I've got a big lesson. And then we have a second lesson, a bonus lesson at the end of the video. These red arrows are identifying something completely different that you guys are going to be able to identify in the future as well. So we're going to start with this green arrow and what has happened recently with the price move of Bitcoin that affected everybody else. Okay, so we're going to look for step number 1. And again, you can do this. We're on the daily chart here on Coinigy, right? So step number 1, let me back up. We have 3 steps. We want a check mark in each box, and then we can confirm that it's a legit signal. If we only have 2 check marks out of the 3, it's incorrect. Okay, we need 3 check marks. So check box number 1. We must have 4 candles of consolidation, straight line consolidation, all right? So 4 candles of straight line consolidation. We have 4 candles right here. So we're gonna identify our first arrow. So we have checkbox number 1. Again, you can identify these on different time frames as well. We're on the daily chart. So we have 4 days of consolidation. Checkbox number 2, is that consolidation directly at support or resistance, a critical level of support or resistance? If you may be wondering, Steve, how do we know if it's a critical level of support or resistance? Let me show you. It's very simple. We've identified our 4 candles here. and they are holding right at a critical, well, we don't know if it's critical yet. They're holding at a resistance point of 7,750. So we go ahead and draw a trend line. You can jump over here in Coinigy, up here on the left-hand top where it says trend line, draw a line at 7750. Then scroll your screen out, look at the big picture. What we want to identify to be a critical level is 3 touch points across the chart holding critical support or critical resistance. So we drew our line. Our first critical touch is here. We need 2 more. We held resistance here. We held support back here, right on that level. Remember, our 3 touch points must not go through this line. They must hold support or hold resistance right at that price point. So this is our second touch point. We have our third touch point here on 328. We have our fourth touch point on 316. This held support. We also held support all through this period as well. And then if we even scroll backwards, we held critical support on 1122 and critical resistance at 11.6. That's 8 touch points. So we've confirmed that is a critical level. So that's checkbox number 2. Is it a critical level of support or resistance? Yes, so far we have 2 check marks. The third check mark is very important. At that critical level of support or resistance for those 4 bars, is the stochastics either above 80 or below 20? Simply put, that's our third checkbox. So we go to our level here. We have 4 bars of consolidation, checkbox number 1. It's at a critical level that we've proven, checkbox number 2. Is the stochastics at or above 80 or below 20? Yes, we're above 80. So we're good. Now, the fourth and final step is we have to identify if this is above 80 and we're below this critical resistance, it's a high probability we're going down. Okay? So that is step by step how to identify one of these options in the future. Let me show you the reverse role and how that may change things for you. We're going to go to our second arrow, which is a little bit different. In fact, it's the complete opposite. So step number 1, do we have at least 4 bars of straight consolidation? Yes, we do. We have checkbox number 1. Number 2, is that level a critical level of support or resistance? So we went ahead and drew our level down here. This should be up a little bit, around 6,004, and we drew a line across. We want to identify, is that a critical level? So we held support here. We held support back here on the infamous February 6th day. And then even if we scroll backwards, we had a level of support on 11.15, a level of support on 11.10, and pretty strong resistance for a long period of time here. So yes, we have our 3 touch points. Now, the last and final question, is the stochastics above 80 or below 20? Here we're below 20. So that's telling us that after this consolidation, we're going to get some kind of a run-up. Okay? So what I want you guys to do, as this channel is all about learning, I want you to identify these market moves in the future before they happen. Obviously, this recent move was a pretty drastic one, okay? And it's because we were bottoming out. At least I hope that we hold these critical levels. I'm going to get to, at the end of this video, a little consensus of what I think is happening. But what I would like to do is to be able to identify market moves, okay? I want you guys to be able to identify these moves in trends, because if you look at it, the biggest money to make in crypto are these trends. We had a big trend here from a move down to a move up. Then we had a big downtrend here. Here we had a big downtrend. Here we had a big uptrend. If we can identify these trends before they happen, that's where you're going to make all your money in crypto. Let's give another example. You see some straight line consolidation here. We have a checkbox, at least 4 days. We're at a critical level because Look at what's happened with the chart. It's critical support or resistance all the way through, many more than 3 touch points. And right at this point, our stochastics was below 20. Okay? So you can see what is happening there. Sorry, I got mixed up. The stochastics was above 80 at this point. Sorry, we're talking about this arrow right here. So you can see how this starts to give us signals as to what's to happen. These are 2 more examples. You see that we have at least 4 bars of consolidation each time. We're right at critical levels of support or resistance. You can see that this level was super critical for this entire period of time here, and it held support through this very critical time in Bitcoin here, and it held resistance for this time right before that blow off top. And we had straight line consolidation both times. Both times the stochastics were above 80, and both times we went down. Now, let me share with you one last lesson that doesn't have to do with this lesson that we just went over. It's just an added bonus that I want you guys to watch out for when you're looking at the charts. Again, the more tools that we can have in our toolkit, the better. And we talk about it all the time with my students, adding more tools to your toolkit so that you're well prepared. Anytime you look at a chart, you know exactly what's going on. This last lesson is a little bit different. What I want you to look at is when you have an indicator, any indicator, right now we have the stochastic RSI at the bottom. The indicator follows price, meaning when price goes up, the indicator goes up, right? When price goes down, the indicator goes down, okay? And you can see it each time. Price moved up here, indicator moved up. So simply put, the indicator follows price. Everybody knows that. However, sometimes it does the opposite. In a situation like this, price is continuing to rise from here to here. So price is going up and the indicator is falling. That's a warning sign. It's called divergence, all right? And if you guys are taking notes, which I recommend you do, write that down. It's divergence. That's when price is moving up and the indicator is moving down. Or price could be moving down and the indicator is moving up. This is a signal of what's to come. It's going to be a bigger market shift. So here, for example, on 4/24, we started continuing to rise in price all the way until we hit our peak on 5/6. So almost 10, 11 days later, we hit our peak. So for 11 days, price were rising. 11 days, our indicator was falling. And look at that big move we had since then. Generally, when we have divergence in the chart, this is typically what happens. So that's a separate lesson that you can take with you as you move through crypto. So those are 2 tools that you now have sharpened up in your toolkit, ready to roll for the next market move so that you're well prepared. Now, a couple announcements for the crypto crew. First of all, it's great to see you guys. I love you guys, and I really appreciate you so much coming in here, showing your positivity, especially all the people giving likes right away, positivity in the comments. I have a couple announcements for you guys. I made an announcement in the last video that we're hiring. Crypto Crew University is hiring a few different positions. The first one I want to talk about is an editor position, all right, a video editor. I'm only looking for 2 things, really. If you have expertise in that field and you are so passionate about it. I don't care where you're from, how old you are, how young you are. I care if you have passion and you've done it. That's it. It's very simple. The second position is a programmer for bots. Have you programmed bots before? I would love to speak to you. The third one is community manager. A community manager in social media. Have you been a community manager before, and do you love it? Do you have passion for it? And the last thing I wanted to talk to you about is just a thank you from my heart to all of you, the crypto crew. I love coming on here, sharing knowledge with you guys and learning together and growing in this field. and spreading that positivity that we need in crypto, especially recently when we had this bad news come in, and it's devastating and we're down and out. I want you to be able to come on to my videos. We have fun together, we learn together, we grow together, and we get better as time goes on. And that's all we can ask for. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys. Now, don't forget about the classes, guys. Don't think that you can do all of this yourself. Knowledge is power. Listen to my students, who their biggest feedback to me is, Steve, I wish I took your classes sooner. I just thought I could do it all myself. So I look forward to helping you, and along the way, step by step along the way, everything you need is linked down below. Email me if you have any questions, and I look forward to helping you. Peace and love to the crypto crew. We'll see you right here back on the next video. Peace and love, everybody.